Hello everyone, Turner Burner here with another video for you guys, and I have a relatively short video, or at least I have it planned to be short, but what I wanted to tell you guys is I am going to make some additions to the Boss Rush tutorial series. And the reason for those additions is my friend group and I have raised the stakes per se, and we have been finding viable ways to not win without a demolitions and tactician. And because we are able to win without demo and tactician, it's bringing to light some classes that were good that are now great, and some classes that I thought were not so good that are now more than viable to play in Boss Rush. You will see some gameplay that you typically wouldn't see from me. So as an example, you may see some more infiltrator gameplay, combat medic, engineer. It just really depends on what classes we discover is viable for Boss Rush. The way we have been playing did allow us to get a 95% clear rate on Master for the marathon. But by the same token, it's cool to try new things and different challenges because it keeps the game fresh and keeps, certain modes more interesting. At least it does for me. So, not doing demolitions and tactician allows different classes that, may get overshadowed by the power of those classes. It gives them time to shine, if you will. So a surprise that I've encountered during this, no demo, no tac process is how good pilot is, how good gunner is, how good infiltrator is, and how good combat medic is. Also, a sleeper class is also mechanic and robotics expert. Emphasis on mechanic, but you'll see more Boss Rush gameplay on those classes that I thought were unusable. So the reason I wanted to revisit this tutorial and add to it is because there are certain things where I'm not necessarily 100% correct that I want to not jip you guys on by not adding information to that. So I feel if I don't make this tutorial or make additions to the Boss Rush tutorial, that I'm kind of doing a disservice to you guys, because I was under the impression that you needed a demo and tactician to win Boss Rush, and it has been proven through my gameplay and the gameplay of at least one other group that you do not need demo and tactician to win on the hardest maps, and that includes training grounds, ritual, all fathers, dam, some of those tougher maps that typically you would need a demolitions or a tacticians for, in a normal sense. So anyway, so stay tuned for the next part of the Boss Rush tutorial series. I don't know what I want to call it, if I want to call it a sequel series. Haven't fully decided, but it will really feature some of the classes that I don't typically use on this channel. There are some classes I haven't used in at least a year that will be on this channel more often. So what you'll see first and foremost before I get into it is you'll see basically test runs with different classes I don't typically use. That way I have a personal basis to actually give an opinion on. One of my pet peeves overall is people that give opinions on classes that don't really play it like that. And that's actually something I don't want to keep, that's a behavior I don't want to keep regurgitating. So what I'm going to do is make sure I get a decent amount of engineer gameplay, combat meta gameplay, infiltrator gameplay, classes that are now I would deem essentially good classes on the hardest maps. I want to show you guys like this is a class that's viable, and then the tutorial will support what you've already seen. So that's pretty much it. I'm not sure how long the video is going to take, or the series or the sequel series, however you want to call it's going to take. I do want to basically, so the original series had a tier list, and I went over class skill cards, and I did a map tier list, and then I did perks and roles that, for each class that I thought was relevant on the hardest maps. So basically, it'll be more of the same, except the classes. So there'll be an updated tier list based off of how the classes that are are relevant on the hardest maps to do in my games, and then I'll also do a skill cards portion based off of the relevant classes that are in my games as well. So as opposed to doing skill cards for every single class, I'll just do the ones that I haven't already done. So, or if there's changes, even if there's slight changes, like how Gunner is played is slightly different, I will mention that in the second updated tier list, or sorry, the skill cards video. So like, but you won't see demolition or tactician because those aren't different. Blade master you won't see different. Striker you won't see different because those are just the same builds you would always have if you want to play boss rush. So I'm actually excited for this because it gives people an opportunity to play classes they may be surprised are usable in boss rush, and hopefully it gives an avenue and an outlook for people that avoided boss rush because they don't like certain classes that were, you know, overly dominated the mode. So, anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for the future tutorials. I find them fun, and they're also, they challenge me and they're challenging to make. So, anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Stay tuned for the next videos, and hopefully you guys are liking Rainbow Six Extraction as well, as a side note. But again, as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good one. Peace.